So in this one, we're going to be creating social anchor tags for your actual sharing of content. So the anchor tags are going to be like share it to Facebook or share it on Twitter, and it's just going to be an anchor tag. We're not going to actually integrate into these services, meaning we're not going to create apps and get, app keys and all that to actually do a real full-on integrated share, but instead it'll just be a two-click share. That is, they'll click once on the link and then one more time to finish off the share on that specific service. So if you go to joincfe.com/guides, you'll take us into the guides, and we're going to go to the social sharing links with anchor tags. So the first one is Facebook. This one's really easy to do. I'm going to go ahead and copy it, and we're going to go into Sublime Text, and we're going to paste it into our post detail, paste it right underneath the content, and I'm going to do it with the other ones too. So I'm going to grab the Twitter one. I'm also going to grab the Google Plus one and the LinkedIn one, and finally the Reddit one. All right, and then I'm actually going to move these above the content itself, just so we can see it at first. Cool. So let's go ahead and go back. I refresh in here, and it looks like I might have accidentally moved the div to close out, or I cut it. So let's add the div back in. There we go, get rid of that. Okay. All right, so now we've got these shares, and I'm just going to call it Facebook, Twitter, and so on. There we go. So now if I click on these links, it will actually take me to a share. So like Facebook, it's saying a login, but it would actually share it. Twitter is also going to say login. Every single one's going to say logged in to do it, but it is how it's going to work. So first off, we want to change out all of the links to being the actual page that we're at. And to do that, we just do request.build absolute URI. And if I refresh there, it's going to give me that entire link as to where it is. So I'm going to replace this into all the areas that I need it. So here, so anywhere I see Coding for Entrepreneurs or the URL, that's where I'm going to replace it. All right. And some of it is Swift for Entrepreneurs. Okay, so now that we've got that, let's actually create a string that is URL encoded. That is like right here. Actually, if we look at the guide itself, it'll show you. We see that we need to make URL encoded text. So it's going to end up looking like that. But here, once it's rendered and once it's on Twitter, it's going to look like I'm going to learn how to code. Come code with me. Blah blah blah. So let's go ahead and change our description, or the content that is coming from it, to URL encoded content. So we'll go into our views, and we're at the very top, we're going to import a Python library called URL-lib. So from URL-lib, import quote _ plus. So this is going to turn our string into a share string. So I'm going to just call this share string equals to URL quote plus, and we'll do instance.content. All right, so share string is that, and we'll put that in here. So now in our post detail, we are also going to put that at the very top, just so we can see what it looks like. So share string. Let's go back into our detail page. Share string doesn't look a whole lot different, so let's actually edit this so we can actually see it look different. And I'm just going to add something like, let's add some of our actual code in there. So I'm just going to go in here like this and paste that in there. And now if we see it, it looks quite a bit different, right? It's not that friendly of actual text. So I'm going to copy this one. And there we go. So that's our text. Down here is our text, and here's our URL encoded version of it, as you see. And of course, you can play around with the actual content itself being something more like, here is some content, and just copying and pasting that all the way through, hit create post, and there it is. So it actually just changes it slightly. Since it's URL encoded, what that means is we can change this for all of the places it'll need to be, such as status on Twitter. We can change that to being this. And I'm going to leave that %20 at the very end. %20 is just going to be a space for it. And then also just down here. So title, you can do it in every sort of place, but I'm not going to really go through every part of it. Instead, I'll just do instance.title here. And then finally, the last one is going to be that as well. There we go. So that's going to create those share links for us. And it's really simple. It's just an easy way to kind of share this stuff. So something you might be wondering is like, how do we make a template filter to actually make it URL encoded? So something like the time-sense filter. So if I did time-sense here, it would change the timestamp into how long ago that actually happened versus anything else. So in the next one, we'll actually do a custom filter that will make any text into URL encoded text. So if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, let's keep going.